third-year law student here at the College of Law and a MPA candidate at Maxwell School. I'm a first lieutenant in the Marine Corps and a co-founder of Vision, which is the Veterans Issues Support Initiative and Outreach Network. It's a student-founded club here at the law school that Tom Caruso and I. We're here today to talk about Valor Day.
This is a rapid response student test. Please call the operator.
Extremely excited. We have the opportunity to provide legal services, counseling services, credit and financial services, and it looks to be a great day.
What I'm thinking is, gentlemen, if you can move the microphones down, maybe we've got Jim on one side and some of the students who are involved as well. And you can have a comment from everyone. Actually, if you want to Josh, move it in front of Jim.
Sure.
You could have a comment in terms of what this provides and how this helps area veterans and have your mission here as well at the university.
I'm James Schmeling. I'm the Managing Director and co-founder of the Institute for Veterans and Military Families, and I've had the privilege of working with Josh and Tom and other veteran students here at the law school to really understand what veterans need from academic legal services, clinical legal services, and from the community as a whole. They've really worked very hard, as all veterans do, in higher education to understand how higher education can impact the lives of veterans who are students, but also the lives of veterans in their communities. And Valor Day as a vision of service is something that I think veterans are particularly well suited to do. We've already demonstrated that we have the capacity for service by serving our nation, and many of us want to continue to do that after we get out of the service. The Institute for Veterans and Military Families was founded to really understand the post-service life course of veterans, whether that be employment or higher education, reintegration into communities, and whatever it is that happens to vets post-service. And I think Josh and Tom are really ideal examples of what happens. As a veteran with a law degree, I know that the law has a lot to give to veterans, and I'm thrilled to be supporting them in their work.
Guys, we can kind of move the mics down.
Sure. My name's Tom Caruso, and I'm the Director of Vision. Valor Day at its core is aiming to provide free legal services to our veterans, to our warriors and their families. We see it as a particular need in this community. When you're in the service, you have the JAG, the Judge Advocate General's Corps, to provide a lot of your legal needs. And when you get out and you transition back to civilian life, that service is no longer available to you. So there really is a dearth of legal services for our veterans. And Syracuse University has such a deep commitment and historical commitment to our veterans dating back to World War II. We saw a vision in Valor Day as an opportunity to bring the resources of a law school and their students to bear for our veterans. We think they represent the best this country has to offer. They risk their lives at night so we can pursue our dreams during the day. And we think Valor Day is our opportunity to give back, particularly in the legal service arena, but in a lot of other ways as well. And we're really excited about this upcoming Saturday.
And if we can move the mics down one more time, and I have Josh, if I can have you move that one, please.
Okay. My name is Andres Lazo. I'm a U.S. Army combat veteran. I was a sergeant in the United States Army, and I served overseas during Operation Iraqi Freedom. I was also injured overseas during the deployment, and so I know firsthand the challenges that are involved in transitioning from the military to civilian life. I've been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder and traumatic brain injury as a result of my injuries, but I've also been able to come back home, enroll in school under the GI Bill, and now I'm going to graduate with a master's in public administration using the GI Bill here at Syracuse University. I first learned about Valor Day last summer, 2013, when I participated as a veteran myself. And I just moved up here to Syracuse, so I was new to the area. Didn't really know anybody. So Valor Day allowed me to get connected to the local community, but also to meet a lot of the organizations that are here in Central New York, and really kind of work on getting a job, but also I took part in the resume review and and I just got connected to these folks who've been tremendous as far as supporting military veterans and their families here in central New York.
I guess, and just one quick question, if I could, Sergeant.
Yes.
The value of something like this. I mean, knowing, and there are probably other people in your shoes, people who serve, who might need something like this. I guess just a little pitch in that regard, that, it's very easy to use, or, how you kind of interface with Valor Day before. There's
a lot of value in Valor Day because you have Fort Drum just an hour away. I know I have a lot of friends that served in the U.S. Army at Fort Drum, and it's very cold up there, but they live here locally now, and there's a lot of families that can use the resources, whether it's from employment or resume reviews or getting tax help, but also just connecting with these local organizations like Clear Path for Veterans or Wounded Warrior Project, Team RWB, all of these organizations in addition to Syracuse University and the Institute for Veterans and Military Families. Are here to help military veterans, and they're here to help their families. And so I think it's a great kind of one-stop access to all these organizations that are here locally. And it's really valuable in terms of if you want to get a job, if you want to get enrolled in school, or if you want to learn more about your benefits or the VA hospital. It's just one stop to do all of that.
And I'm not sure who would be best to answer this question. Whoever feels most comfortable, just if you could take the mic. In terms of alumni involvement, because there's a big component there, and I'm not sure Josh or Tom, if either can address kind of the idea of alumni involvement here. So, yeah, we've got one last one. That's the sergeant that pager right next to you.
Sure.
Michelle, wait.
Absolutely. This event couldn't happen without alumni of both the law school and the university at large. And John Powers is a great example of that. He's a partner at Hancock Esterbrook locally. He's also deeply involved in the Onondaga County Bar Association's Volunteer Lawyers Project. And he graduated from Syracuse Law School after an honorable career as an infantry officer in the United States Army. He helped us set this up and is one of the driving attorneys on the day. He runs a once monthly clinic, Veterans Law Clinic here locally, and so he helps us source attorneys for our Valor Day events and also provides a forum for us to send interested law students to work for him in between Valor Day events. So he's a great example of our alum, and we have a number of alumni who are veterans who have contributed both with their time and resources on the day and in the preparation and planning.
If I could ask one final question to Jim, just in terms of, you addressed it before too, Jim. Maybe you guys can move the mics down and I'll ask you next. Because I know you addressed it with IVNF, with programs like this. There are a large veteran population here in central, upstate, northern New York, and there's a lot of programs here at the university that we're reaching out to them to try to help them get back into the business world, get back into, kind of, say, de-assimilate from military life, but then get them back into civilian life.
One of the really great things about Syracuse University is that we can serve as a convening authority and bring people to the table to share resources and information with veterans and with community organizations. There's so many resources available, but one of the things we don't do very well is tell veterans and their families as a whole what's available in our community and how to connect with those. Events like Valor Day bring them together along with service providers and other organizations, other veterans currently serving military members, students at Syracuse, and alumni of Syracuse University, and they learn much about what's available in this community and for others. I think that one of the things that Josh said a minute ago is that alumni are really critical to what we're doing here at Syracuse University, and we found that across the board in all of the work that we're doing at the university. Our board of advisors includes several alumni who are very prominent, including Dick Thompson, who's the chairman of the board of trustees, and folks like Rich Jones, who's at CBS and is general tax counsel and is an alumni of Syracuse University's law school. Rich will tell you the story about being here recovering from an injury and then coming over to Syracuse University to begin his education. And that's what we want to do, is be a resource to everybody, whether that's in education, service, community outreach, or engagement. And I think that programs like this are a fantastic example of Syracuse giving back to the community.
Gentlemen, do you have time for one minute? Along with our alumni, this event really couldn't happen, and it really is founded around community. This is Syracuse event at its core, and everything we do and is able to get done because our budget is able to be so low because the community's response to this organization and to Valor Day has just been tremendous. We've had so many community sponsors just throw out their arms for donations and contributions for this event. And I just wanted to mention a few. The Volunteer Lawyers Program graciously volunteers their attorneys, and those attorneys volunteer their time to come serve our veterans. We have Mass Mutual, who comes in, they do financial services, as is Liberty Tax, include point credit counseling. And then we have other contributors such as Subway, Parkway Drugs, Holland Farms, Price Chopper, and of course the Law School Administration. We really couldn't do this without them. It's a community event, it's Syracuse's event, and it's our chance really to give back to those who have given so much to us. And we really hope that people come out this Saturday and join us, and we hope to support a whole bunch more of our veterans and their families. Thank you.
Where's it going to be? Do we tell us where it's going to be?
And Greg, I'm not sure if you guys need some sound one-on-one once we're done. If what we got the podium is sufficient, or do you need more?
I think I've got it.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Do you guys need anything about location or phone number?
I think for the sake of their information, we got it listed there, and I've asked Channel 9 and I'll ask Channel 3 to put up on the screen.
Great.
On the website.
That's great. Thank you.
I think WAER probably has some more questions. They can get you off to the side, but
Sure.
I think we can, add in some.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for helping us get the word out.
Thank you.